today? It's day 180. Damn, 6 months into this. Definitely, it's felt about 6 months, I guess. Because when I think back to when I first started this journey, I was a completely different person. But it also went by very fast. It's nowhere near over, by the way. I mean, I'm still fucking, I'm still digging out of my first goal. But, I mean, on paper, I feel like I hit my goal, like, I don't know, back in August. Because I was making 6,000 a month from the internet basically ever since the month of June. And I did that for June, July, and August. And I could have quit my job off of that. I just took on more overhead instead and was like, fuck it. I'm gonna fucking add more pressure. And then I started my ebook journey, digital products. So I switched from physical products to digital products. That's where I'm at right now. Sales are slowly trickling in. I started that in September. So it's been a longer process, but that's just more like a catch up. I know if it's like, if you've been watching day to day, you know where I'm at. But yeah, so technically I have my goal, but I mean, the bigger goal at large, I mean, is obviously my freedom, which means quitting my job. But I also want to do that in like a semi-smart way, you know. I don't want to just remove the floor completely and just like fuck myself. So I want to have some capital stacked up, and also like my current job situation is really compatible with my business. So, and I make really good money for the work I do. So I can't complain. And I also don't want, I want this to be the last job I ever work, so I want to do it right. And I don't ever want to have to go back to any job ever again. So that's what I'm keeping in mind. But anyway, I mean, the bigger goal at large is to get rich as fuck. Not in a super egotistical way, but I have other things at play and in my mind of why I want to acquire a lot of wealth. But I mean, I'm a man with no dependents right now, and I'm doing this for my freedom. You know, I feel like that's a lot of why entrepreneurs start, is the fucking want of freedom. We want to be able to do what we want, when we want, wherever we want, with whoever we want. And that's exactly what I want. So that's why I started this journey. And I'm getting close. I'm definitely getting close, but it is a long process. It's taken about 6 months, I guess. I've made like $30,000 online. But I do think that number is gonna like 10x in the next couple of months. We'll see what happens, but back to fucking the day-to-day results today. I did a fucking decent amount of work, not crazy productive. I had to work at my job, and those days I was like, I don't have that much time. But I did it. I'm just really kind of at a stagnant point, which sucks and which you never want to be at. But with just my current ebook offer, it's not working how I want it. I have high interest. It's just a tough problem to solve. And that's what entrepreneurship is problem solving. So it's good, but I just took today, I was reading this book right here, $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. I've actually read that book before, but that was back when I was doing a different business. So it's good. It's such a good book that I'm just reiterating the points. And I had a few breakthroughs. We'll see if they're breakthroughs, but I mean, okay, the way I look at it right now with my career store is I'm lacking credibility. And it could be for a multitude of reasons. It could be just a storm of shit. But my theory is the website looks a little dropshippy. Like, it looks like a dropshipper made it versus a scholar. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do, I might have already said this, but I'm gonna completely restructure the website, make it look super professional, as well as the emails. I've just been sending text only emails, and they perform really well. They perform amazingly. Excuse me. But I do think throwing some graphics in there, I think would create a more professional feel, because I might have iterated this yesterday, and I'm sorry if I did, but I'm selling a feeling. I'm selling a dopamine hit. It's like when you, like a lot of people, and this isn't everyone, but a lot of people, when they buy books, they buy them as trophies, and they don't mean to buy them as trophies, but that ends up what happens. Like, look at your stack of books right now. Like, how many of those have you read 100% of the way through? All of them. Probably, there's probably a very small amount of people that could say they have. A lot of people just collect books like trophies because it looks good, or it's just a dopamine hit when you buy that. You know what I mean? Like when you buy a book and it's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get so much smarter. So I have to understand that's like 90% of the purchases I'm gonna be getting from this. So I need to be selling a feeling. And you take a look at a company like Apple. Now, Apple sells phones and electronics. They don't sell ebooks, but the whole process is very seamless, and they're selling dopamine hits. They're selling just a feel-good purchase. Like when you buy an Apple product, when you buy a phone from them, it's a feel-good purchase. Like you open the box and it's like, damn, like this box is like, probably cost $20. You know, it definitely didn't, but you're like, this is a really nice box. Like, peel that shit open, it's like super well, it's just super aesthetic. Everything about the whole process, the Apple Store, everything. So that's really, I mean, obviously the product is great too, but obviously my product is great too, but what they're also selling you is just a feel-good purchase. Like, it just is, it feels so good to buy it. And that's also kind of what I was talking about with the books. Like, they're trophies in a way, so I want to make like a really nice trophy. And obviously I'm providing value in the books, otherwise it would just be stupid and it would be fucked up. But I feel like there's going to be a very small percentage of people that actually read all six or seven of these books that I'm selling. So I got to keep that in mind, that it is almost like a dopamine hit. It's a feel-good purchase. So if I position the emails, the whole sales funnel with this professional, wrapped, matte, feel-good dopamine hit purchase, I think I'm going to see an increase in conversions. But that's all speculation, but it's also like the only thing I can do right now. But through that book, I just showed $100 million offers. There's a few fucking epiphanies I had. One of them being, which this one kind of sucks, but having a very specific niched customer avatar is incredibly important to sell to, because if you feel like you're being called out, if you feel like you're being targeted by a product, like if a product shows up in front of your eyes and you feel like that this person made it for you, then you're way more likely to buy it and pay a higher premium. And a good example of this would be, I mean, I could just use my audience and my market for this. Like right now I'm selling to college students as a whole on how to get internships, on how to get jobs and land their dream job, which is very fucking big. It's very generalized. Like I'm grouping internships, I'm grouping dream jobs, I'm grouping a bunch of different shit together. And it's not very specific. Now it is like a total encompassing career guide, so it does cover like every kind of step in the process. It has a bunch of modules, so it covers everything, but it's not super specific. So what I was thinking is, like, if I can make a book, here's the example, if I can make a book targeted towards students at USC that are majoring in software engineering, that are a sophomore and they're looking to get their first internship. Like if I made a book, and obviously the title would be a bit better, but if it was that targeted and that specific to where they literally feel called out, like, holy shit, this person literally made this book for me. Not only could I charge a lot more than $10, I could probably charge $50 or even $100, but I feel like these people would be a lot more prone to buy, because it would feel like, holy shit, like I need this. This is exactly made for me. So that's something I'm going to be implementing in the future. Right now, I mean, I scraped 200,000 leads, 200,000 emails, contacts, and there's with zero information. I know they're all college students, but yeah, I need more information. So what I can do is I just got to go back and scrape more leads. The good thing is it probably won't take that long, but I'll be able to, at the very least, I do it on LinkedIn, so everyone has like a subheader on LinkedIn of talking about what they do, what position they are, where they are. So typically, if a college student, it's like, you know, software engineering major at blank college. That's majority of them. So what I do is I'd scrape all of them and group them together by major, and then depending on how big those lists were, like if they were like 20-30,000 per major, that would be amazing. Then I could go even further and group them together by school, by college, and then I'd have like a list of like 500 students at USC that are all software engineering majors that would be like, okay, perfect. And then I could make a product. Now what would probably happen is I would make I pick the 5 biggest majors, and I would make 5 different career ebook bundles for them, and I would make them hyper specific towards those majors, obviously. And then what would happen if I was selling them by school to go even further, I would just change some of the wording in the books to match with that school. I wouldn't really change too much about the book because depending on what school you're in, I don't think shit's gonna be too different in the job market. But I just would want to, just as a selling point, I want it to be more specific towards them. So that's my fucking plan to really blow this shit up. And also, I mean, my current $10 offer, I think is like, yeah, it's cheap and I'm providing a lot of value, but I also think the $10 price tag, I think, lowers the value. I talked about this, but the perceived value of the product, people probably think it's like, why is it only $10? Like, this shit's probably sucks. You know, like that's probably been a thought in a lot of these people that have seen my product. So I'm gonna raise the price. I also do believe it is like worth $100, genuinely worth $100. $100 worth of value in there. I mean, it's 7 books, resume templates, the whole 9, everything they need. So I think I could charge well over $100 for it. But I'm gonna try $20 and see how that goes over. And again, I just really think my best bet is hyper segmentation, being hyper specific. And if I could really master that system, it would be a lot of work up front, but I'd be building all these offers and then it's just plug and play. Like I've been saying, I mean, it's never plug and play. There's always edits, there's always iterations that you need to improve upon, but that's the general consensus. So the only thing is I just don't want to fucking throw in the towel on this offer that I built because it took me like 4 weeks, which going into the next offers, I think they would take me less than a week to make each one. But still, it's like, you know, I don't want to fucking just throw it away. I feel like there has to be some amount of money I can make with this, considering I spent so much time on it. But you know, I'm not gonna fucking hold on to shit because I spent time on it. If it doesn't perform, it doesn't perform. You gotta keep it moving. So we'll see. I'm gonna raise the price, tweak the website, make it look a lot more professional. That's kind of my last angle. Maybe I'll have some more epiphanies later to where I can do it. But it's like, the way I see it now is like, I can write a couple emails. I could write a week's worth of emails for this product as long as I finalize the website and the graphics and make it look super professional and do everything that I believe is gonna make a difference. Then I can kind of put it on autopilot to where it's just like I'm just sending emails every day and hopefully getting sales while I'm building these other offers and I'm scraping more leads and that sort of thing that I just talked about. So it wouldn't be completely trashing it, but it would be kind of putting it in stagnation and just autopilot and just hoping that it starts generating revenue. But I do know for a fact that if I have the hyper segmentation with new offers, I can make a lot more money and I think I can convert a lot better. And I've already built this offer, so it's gonna take half the fucking time and it's gonna be twice as good. So I'm just putting in the reps. You just gotta get better. This is how it goes. So yeah, that's the update for day 180. It's looking stronger than ever and we're gonna keep pushing and I will fucking be successful. You best believe it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.